Okie dokie dokie dokie. Hey, how are we doing? Let's go. Let's go. What do you guys want to talk about today, huh? I don't I my brain is an open book today. My brain don't exist today. So you guys run the show. So what do we got? Yeah, I was gonna look at the scores, but then I already see Miami Sports. How we doing? Colin, Gus Bus is good to go for tonight. Cunnin, uh, is in for Studnicka and Tarasov in net. That's good news about Forsling. I mean, hey, look, if the dude needs a day off, Gus, like if you need a day off, it's okay. We'll be all right. But we finally catch a break in terms of injuries this year. Quinn Ewers will be the starting quarterback for the Finns against the Bengals. Davis says the Tua era has ended. Please, like let's at least see what the offense looks like with a guy that can physically throw certain passes. Just even if they all get intercepted, I just want to see what it looks like. And without Tyreek, the wide receivers are Waddle's not a one, Malik's not a two. I could go down the list. James, yeah, thanks for the update, Colin. Hey, JC, how we doing, bud? Bill, David, yeah, last night's, let's look at that. Last night's Atlantic, none of the results were fantastic for us last night. So we had the Canucks beating the Rangers, the Wings beat the Islanders, the Bruins 4-1 over the Mammoth, the Jackets beat the Ducks in overtime, the Flyers beat the Canadians. That helps. The Leafs beat the Blackhawks. Come on, Spencer. In the Jari versus Skinner Bowl, you got exactly what you would expect. 6-4 Oilers. Spectacular. It doesn't matter. The McDavid, no matter what, all you did was go from one goalie you're going to have to outscore the other team to another goalie where you're going to have to outscore the other team. The Caps got shut out 5-0 by the Wild. Avalanche 5, Kraken 3, and the Sharks beat the Flames. So that puts us 36 points. The Wings are at 41. I mean, Wings Bruins is still kind of a surprise at this point. I'm not going to lie. So that wild card spot is still being held on to by the Canadians at 38 points. So we're 2 points out of the wild card spot with a game in hand. So I guess theoretically we could tie for that spot tonight. So that's better than bad news. David says it can't. Yeah, he's on the Dolphins. Can't possibly get any worse. No, in terms of where the ball goes after the quarterback throws it, I mean they may as well just let me out there. David says Skinner being Skinner. Yeah, David, Bedard's out until I guess January, right? So, yeah, it was. You would have thought that Skinner and Jari would have both been like bearing down, but also, I don't think the Penguins would have had any real animosity or issues towards Jari. He never really cost them anything or anything like that. But I just wonder if McDavid and company put a little bit of extra juice on the ice last night. I didn't see the game, so if you saw it, let me know. Just wonder if the Oilers players put a little bit of extra sauce on the eggs last night. So let's see. Shine says, stupid Chicago pulled to Florida and blew the 2-0 lead. Yoy. Hey, Liz. Yeah, Forsling's in. That's good. I need to watch the video of the Oilers celebrating post-game. Oh, man. I'll have to check that out. I don't want to get the stream copyrighted. Last time I watched some highlights with y'all. Let me see. Last time I watched highlights with you guys. No, it was the what do you call it? The Kachuk skating around. They freaking copyrighted that stream. Let me go to the highlights and see at the end here. Just one to cover. Let me see if they show it in the highlights here. Yeah, I gotta watch so many commercials. I love it when you gotta watch a commercial before the video, and then if you want to skip further in the video, you must watch the next commercial. So let's see. So Pittsburgh just scored to make it 6-4. There's 20 seconds left in the highlights. So let me see if they show it or not. These are the NHL highlights. No, they're not showing it. They're not showing it here. Maybe it's 5 seconds. Let's see. Maybe. Hey Kyle, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. The game is over. The Oilers. No, they didn't show it. Oh well, that's okay. The NHL highlights didn't show it. Hungry. 30 seconds. 3 is too long these days, Hungry. Nah, you'd be you anything over 4 seconds for sure gets copyrighted. It could be an 8-hour stream, but if I show 4 or 5 seconds of highlights, the whole stream gets copyrighted. It just is what it is, unfortunately. They celebrated the 1,000th point next to Skinner. Damn. Jameson says, I watched a good amount of the Pittsburgh Edmonton last night. Pens kept taking bad penalties, leaving Skinner out to dry. He played well for a bit until the Oilers pulled away. So, yeah, Hungry, let me know if you find it on Twitter. I can watch it. David says, at work yesterday, I heard a song that's 5 years old but new to me. Would make a great theme song for the inappropriate conversation. It's called Everywhere I Go by Hollywood Undead. I had to check. Yeah, Miss Jaws will check that out. You emailed me on. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get to that email because it's not over here. What the hell? Oh, okay. Chrome updated and everything is moved out of position. Let me see. Oh, come on, not now. Just sign me in. I don't need to sign in any faster. Okay, still waiting on that. All right, let me see this. Come on, computer, let's go. Oh, geez. Wow. So whose 1,000th point was that? Oh, I'm not logged in. That's okay. Man, they're just right next to, dude, man. Do it by the bench. And Jari coming all the way over. Jeez. That's rough, man. What'd he ever do to you guys? Damn. Talk about something you'd never see the Cats do, right? Damn. That's rough, man. Damn. Jameson said, I'm hoping we see the Rangers coach blow up on the road to the Winter Classic after back-to-back home losses. Demko was unreal last night. I didn't see a whole lot of last night. We did everything we needed to do with Donis. I loaded the van. We drove home, and I don't remember much after that. I'll tell you that much. That's for sure. Colin says, one thing I'll say about Quinn Ewers is that he's mobile enough to get a first down when needed. I do have some confidence in Ewers, especially against the bad Bengals defense, especially now that the games don't have any meaning. That's when the Dolphins really play well. Hungry, yeah, he's just like skating around, just like looking all depressed and whatnot. Damn. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. There's a 50% chance. I'm going to show it as an experiment to see if this gets the video copyrighted. it doesn't do anything other than cost me like $1 of the, you know what I mean? Like it's not a copyright strike. But I'm curious to see if showing this gets the stream copyrighted. So we'll watch this here. This ain't right, man. This is wrong what they did. Look at him. Or he's just looking at him like he's like I might have had something to do with that. Jeez, poor Deuce. Oh, he just standing there. You guys were all my friend at the start of the week. Those guys were supposedly all his friends. Right there by the goalie. Damn, man. That's just rough. That's just rough. Come back over here now. Oh, what happened to my screen? There we go. Okay. Silva, the good news is we don't have to watch the Dolphins anymore. How'd that happen? David, yeah, computer irony. Want to sign in faster? Let me delay you while I explain how. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Got to remember, no current Oiler is used to celebrating. That's funny. Craig says it's classless. They should have moved to it in front of the bench. Yeah. Yeah, what did he ever do? What did he ever do, man? Jeez. Craig says Karma will make a visit to them. Lax, yeah, Skinner wasn't the problem. The Oilers' defense stinks. Yeah, that's cold, man. Because when it says it shows coworkers are never your friends, that's something else. Hockey Day says jacked up to considering dude grew up in Edmonton. I'm sure was a big fan growing up too, right? Man, now I would expect that in Vegas, but jeez. Well, now I don't feel so bad for sticking up for the dude. You know? Now I don't feel so bad. Damn. That's kind of rough. JC says when the Oilers get bounced in the playoffs, if they make it, I wonder who they'll blame now that Skinner is gone. Yeah, well, I wonder if Jari will get that. At some point, they'll have to blame McDavid, I guess, right? Like, I mean, you would think, I was going to say that if Edmonton lost a game 7 1-0, you would think that they would blame the other players and not the goalie, but they lost game 7 2-1. Like you didn't lose because of Skinner, you know? I honestly feel like that first cup, I mean, they had us on the ropes. They had won 3 straight. Like if McDavid or somebody can put the puck in the back of the net and get it to overtime, you know, that whole, we may not be back-to-back champs. That was dicey that last week. They were those games, 4, 5, 6, they were whooping our ass there. Silva says, no, wow, all of a sudden I'm rooting for Skinner. Yeah, man. Lax says, I don't think I ever mentioned my name. Lax is abbreviated for lacrosse and not laxative. Nice. They play a lot of lacrosse around here. It's weird because there's a park right down the road, a big, good community-sized park. And like you never see them out there practicing. There's no organized sports or anything. But then like one weekend in spring, all of a sudden they're just all out there in the uniforms and all of them playing games. And it's just like, where are you guys practicing? And then all of a sudden you just show up for the games. I don't know if it's the high school teams or what. You would think the high school teams would play at their school, but I always watch it. I don't stop and watch, but there was a guy that one of the coaches would be out there. He brought his St. Bernard out there. So I always remember when I see them out there, I look to see if the St. Bernard's still there. Probably not, because they just unfortunately they don't live that long, and he'd been out there a long time, a lot of years. David says, so you see the difference, right? Oilers over celebrate individual achievements while the Cats are a team. It's a good point. Jay says, how Nurse and Bouchard take zero heat or accountability is crazy. I thought Canadians knew hockey. I guess they don't know about defense. Well, I got into a little bit of a sniffle fest just for fun on one of the Eck videos. He was trash in Edmonton. And I just always like to say that imagine paying Bouchard only $1 million more than Forsling and Ekblad combined. And then I looked at the comments. Now, somebody eventually came in, some Oilers fans said that Bouchard's better than Ekblad and Forsling. He said he's better than both of them. But when you look in the comments, the Oilers fans significantly fight amongst themselves. Kind of like Tua. I would say it's kind of like Tua, where you've got a certain segment of the fan base is like, this guy sucks. And then you've got the defenders that think everybody who thinks Tua sucks, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. It's the same thing with Bouchard. If you look at the Edmonton, any of the comments section, you got about 30% of them that just stick up for Bouchard, know what, and everybody else, no matter what, and everybody else just doesn't. You don't know hockey. You're uneducated. I got a kick out of it. Silva says, I guess the goalie hug between Picard and Skinner was for a different reason. Yeah. Hungry says, to be fair, Nurse is often used as the example for the worst contract in the NHL. Lex says, yes, NCAA is big during spring for lacrosse. Always wanted to play hockey, but my parents didn't make a lot of money, so they had you play lacrosse. Gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty much land hockey, kind of. Well, you got the nets on the stick. I've watched it. I'm like, yeah, I couldn't do that. You know how like baseball and football and soccer, I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I watch lacrosse and I'm like, no, that doesn't just of course at my advanced age, just the thought of holding the net up and trying to throw at it. Just thinking it is enough for me to pull a muscle in my back. Trey. Yeah, he's a defenseman. He doesn't play defense. That's the point that the supporters make, Trey, is that they all say he's a point-to-game defenseman in the playoffs. But yeah, he then play forward. David says, Trey, maybe in hockey, but Leafs fans close. Neither can touch Cowboys fans for delusional madness, though. JC says the goalie hug was Skinner giving him Pickard the number to a therapist. Oh. Shine says, honestly, I can't wait for Campbell to move along so we can stop hearing that narrative all the time. I mean, geez, they think George Peros is on our side. You know what I mean? Hockey Days, it says it's apparent Edmonton, Toronto, and Vancouver are toxic environments to play NHL hockey in. Look at Austin Matthews right now. The dude seriously needs a new team. Well, didn't that all start? And I'm asking, so I don't know all the details, but I mean, wasn't that kind of what happened with Calgary a little bit too? With Goudreau and then Tkachuk? I mean, was that just Sutter? Was that just the coaching staff there? Because remember, Calgary's the one where guys were really asking out of and got out of. Silva's talking about Bouchard saying the 5% he doesn't, though, is horrible. That percentage of the time oftentimes leads the goal against. Yeah. Trey says, we get on Ekblad, and Ekblad is slaving compared to Bouchard. I'm just going to knock on wood. I don't want to praise Eki too much. Just hopefully he doesn't get tested again. That's all I'm going to say, right? Hopefully Vinny's got to deal with the league that, hey, one test was enough. Thank you for the 25 games off. He was nice and fresh, helped us win the second cup. Just don't test him again, okay? He's skating really well for a guy that usually your health doesn't go on an upward arc as you age. But Ekblad, I'm pleased with the results. Keep doing what you're doing. David says also not for another one. Miss Jaws has the song on repeat. I'll have to listen to it later, David. Yeah, 33 games perils. It was mainly Sutter, Hockey Day. That's what I kind of thought. David says NHL is going to let Avs wear Nordique's jersey in a game this year. Going to try Quebec City and going to give Quebec another try. I don't know. I don't really want an expansion, but because if you're going to add one, you should kind of add two, right? Silva says New York City is just as toxic. Those guys had the skill to almost beat us 2 different balances, and they won the 24 Stanley Cup, and then they completely collapsed despite having more talent than in 24. Yeah, I mean, with what happened with the Rangers last year, I said it from the beginning. I'm like, why are they panicking? Why are they panicking? Like they had just gone to the Eastern Conference Finals, and yeah, they a couple of bounces, and that they would have beaten us. And then, they didn't start so great last year, but yeah, I kind of felt like they panicked. Trey says, bro, the McDavid era was over when they gave Wallman that contract. Well, what's hard to see also is, what else did he say? McDavid gives them the deal of a lifetime, and an hour later they turn around and give the guy that Marchand dog walked twice his value. Yeah, I mean, I would have kind of thought McDavid would have waited to see what are you guys going to do before he signed that deal. That said, one way I've kind of looked at it from McDavid's POV is, okay, he cost himself some money. Oh, okay, that's true. But it's an extremely tradable contract. Like, if he decided he wanted out, the list of teams that can afford $12.5 million versus whatever insane number he would have gotten on the free agent market is probably like 80% more teams could afford him at 12.5. So I just wonder if part of taking that was him saying, all right, Edmonton, I'm going to give you a break here. But at the same time, if I want out with that deal in place, I mean, he can go basically anywhere he wants, and then they hopefully give him a longer-term deal. I mean, I could be wrong there, but it's crossed my mind that it's a very tradable contract that Edmonton would probably be able to get a lot more assets out of McDavid than he would have if he would have, taken $18, $19 million, whatever the hell he's going to be worth. Silver Rangers may not have succumbed to the President's Trophy curse in 24, but they sure are paying for it now. Yeah. Oh, hey, scientists, they were breaking in the Winter Classic gear today at practice. That's cool. Start ordering the 97 Habs jersey. Yeah. You get to feel like Jaws when McDavid lands in Montreal. We'll get you the Nostradamus hat. Nobody ever bought that shirt either. You would have thought I could have turned that into 5 minutes, but I didn't. That's oh, here we go. Silva's got the trade alert. Damn it, why is it always got to be Mackey? The Edmonton Oilers have traded Connor McDavid at 30% retained to the Panthers in exchange for Verhaeghe, Samoskevich, and Boqvist. See, now, Silva, that's a little bit too realistic because that's kind of even money, 30%. That's like even money. I would almost do that. Not that I want to, but let's put it this way. If that trade was real, Silva, I would probably look stupid if I got upset. Like it's Connor McDavid. Like we love Verhaeghe. I love Mackey. I don't know why they want Boqvist. But that's a little bit too realistic. Not that wouldn't be enough, though. That wouldn't be enough. Where's the 4 ones that come after? Davis says 97 can go to the Leafs Two, or maybe Rangers, not sure who else would go for him. Guy's great, but not exactly a finisher or a winner. He'd be fine in Florida. Just put him on the third line. Lundell, Luostarinen, and McDavid. And that way we can move Marchand down to the fourth line so he can extend his career. I'm just saying. He'd fit in. Oh, that's right. Tonight's it for Kopitar. That's right. That dude has been around for forever. It kind of feels like he's kind of been the forgotten man for a number of years. What is he, 40? Oh, come on. I don't want to become a VIP just because I checked your website. He's only 38? I thought he was older than that. Hey, it's a rare one, though, right? Play for the same team your whole career. I guess he's just been around so long. I thought he was older than that. Good on him. 8305, everything's good. Yep. It's been common we fall flat at home. Yeah, it's a good point. You know, we had a good end to the homestand. We had a damn good road trip. Just keep it up, right? Just come out there tonight and just stay emotionally even, energetically even. We don't have that many more games. Like, they should be going all out these next, 4 games? Yeah, we got the Kings tonight. Excuse me. We got the Kings tonight on Wednesday, and then we got Friday, Saturday back-to-back. Hey, what the hell just happened? I think we got Friday, Saturday back-to-back, and then we have Sunday, Monday off, and then we have Tuesday, the Hurricanes, and then we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off because it's Christmas. So these next 4 games, we should have no problems, even on the back-to-back. Should be no problems with our energy level. We should be able to give it all we have for all 4 games. Silva says, I'm going to get one of these random bullcrap trades eventually. Rumors say McDavid demanded a trade out. Trey says you had me at Mackey. Screw you. That's not enough. That's not enough. Right? Like, for Hagee, Samoskevich. Well, okay, so for Tkachuk, it was Huberdeau, Weegar, Prospect, Schwint, and a first. You're going to pay more for McDavid. So if Verhaeghe is the Huberdeau and Samoskevich is the Weegar, right? Boquist is, and so you're going to have to give more. Like, we're going to have to give, they might want a defenseman out of that too. I don't know about that deal. I like our team. David says, I don't want McCofer, but I doubt that gets him. Yeah, Boquist for cap reasons. Yeah, but there'd still have to be. I don't know if our prospects are good enough to be the add-ins to a McDavid deal. And we don't have any firsts. I think they would want something like Mikla or something. Hey, Colby. Yeah, he's only a year older than Marchand. No, he's a Bruins fan. Oh, you guys won the Marchand. Now, come on, Colby. First of all, Colby, if you're new here, everybody's cool. So you're not going to be able to troll us by saying Panthers suck or something like that. It's a Panthers channel, but we have fans all over the world, all the teams. So catch the vibe. It's cool, but we're kind of untrollable. We got 2 cups in a row. You can't, you know what I mean? Be cool. Now, how you think you won the Marchand trade? I got to hear. I got to hear how the Bruins won the Marchand trade. That part, that tickles me. Trey says Tyreek Hill just treated deuces again. This freaking guy. Silva's got McDavid, Reinhart, Rodriguez, Lundell, Luostarinen, Marchand, Tkachuk with Bennett and Greer. Who's saying no to that top line? Where the hell did Barkov go, Silva? Where did Barkov go? That's no different than just put Barkov in there. Like the what you talking about this year because Barkov wouldn't be here? Yeah, Colby. Yeah, it's all cool, man. Yeah, the Bruins are a pain in the ass. I'll be honest with you. Because the Panthers need 2 or 3. We're not going to win the division, and I don't want to be the wild card because I think Tampa's going to win the division, and I don't want a first round matchup against Tampa because we're going to kill each other. So you guys are welcome to second place as long as we can have third. I don't mind playing the Bruins. Has Bob been shitting the bed in the Nets this season? If you know what's interesting, if you look at his stats from this time last year, it's the same. It's the same. Last year up until Thanksgiving, especially, just like this year, not good, not good at all. His numbers are a little bit lower, but you're missing Barkov, Kachuk, Kulikov has been a big problem for us, missing him too. So when Bobrovsky turns it on and needs to play well, he's still the same dude. He doesn't look slow or anything like that. JC says, when was the last time we lost a trade? Never was a real big. Well, let's talk about the first for Ben Sherratt. We'll start there, JC. I won't argue the Tippett and Giroux thing because I know some people figure that helped us win a round. I'll let bygones be bygones there. Losing Lawson Krause so that we could get rid of Boland's contract, that sucked. That sucked. Lawson Krause in our fourth line would have been a nice fixture there. David says, I'm old Bruins fan since Cam Neely and Andy Moog. Oh, yeah, Ray Borg. Yep. Silva. You chatted us before in Maryland. Yeah, probably. You might have had a different ID, Colby, because now they're showing emails as opposed to handles. So it might have been something different, or you might also talk to my son, or I might just be old and don't remember. But it's all cool. It's all cool. We're all everybody here is cool. You know what I mean? We have our resident. You know, we've got somebody from almost every team, at least for the most part, that comes to the streams. You know, we're self-aware because we sucked for 30 years and then we won a couple of cups. So we're kind of self-aware fans where it's like we're just gonna be cool right now because our day is coming. Our day is coming. Eventually we'll be the Lightning, we'll be the Chiefs, we'll be the Bruins. You know what I mean? Eventually. So we're just chill. 305, what's all this talk about? McDavid rumors? I don't know. We're just making shit up. Hockey Dave, yeah, about Tyreek Hill. Yeah, no doubt. David says, I'll say this, McCofer, the Canes or Habs might be a problem. Oh, definitely. Oh, Canes. No, we can't have that. Let Montreal have them. Let the Canadian fans deserve to win something. Come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We started it kind of because Colorado won that cup against us in 96 when it was Colorado's first year. They had just left Quebec. That's a troll job, in my opinion. So I kind of figure when the Panthers are done, I mean, Montreal is going to be good anyway. They're closing in. McDavid. But now, of course, they got to make sure their goalie situation is right. Oh, I think the Canes will play Boucher against us. Probably. I mean, it's not like he was really. Excuse me. Sorry. It's not like he was, on the team. You know what I mean. We had him, but it'd be nice if we could be the ones that, I know he's lost one game, but you're not old enough for Bork. Yeah, Bork was he was on that Boston team the Panthers beat in 96, right? It was towards the end for him, wasn't it? Let's see. His last year, he was around a little bit longer. Yeah. Bork was on the 95-96 Bruins team that the Panthers beat in the first round. And he still had a few more good years in him, though. But that was the last year he scored 20 goals. He was a hell of a good player. David says, Bob's a playoff goalie. Heck, the team is a playoff team, healthy or not. Our game is grinded down over a series, so when we get to game 7, we have nothing left. Yeah. Colby, about 3 weeks ago, they switched it all up in terms of the going to the handles instead, or the emails instead of people's handles. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, they just, no warning, no notification from YouTube saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. They just one day, they just changed it. Yeah, probably. Probably. We're the Lions of the NFL. Well, but we've got the rings though, at least. Or you're talking about the Dolphins. No, you're talking about us. Silva says, I don't think we can consider the Jones trade a loss given how much we all love the guy and he helped us win the cup. We weren't going to be able to give Knight a starting role, but we can say Chicago won it. I think it's a trade we both won. To be honest, I feel like it's a trade that we both won. We got something we desperately needed, which was a big, strong defenseman to take minutes off of Ekblad and Forsling. I don't think we win the cup without him. Him and Marchand. And then Chicago got the goalie that they needed for the Bedard era. I think both teams got what they needed out of it. And the truth of it is, to me, the fact that we were able to take Spencer Knight, who, let's be honest, at that point, he'd been through the player assistance program. Like, it wasn't a guarantee to other team that he was going to develop that way. And with them retaining salary, I think both teams won that trade. Honestly. You know what I mean? But I see what you're saying. David says Bork's a classy, super talented, big defenseman, one of the most accurate shots in history. Yeah. Craig says Chucky likes first round Tampa because of the easy travel. Just don't let Chucky on the ice. We could probably beat Tampa without Tkachuk. We just can't. We got to stay healthy. I don't know. Tampa, Boston, Florida, Montreal. I like that. Because Montreal will give Tampa help, but I don't think they're going to beat Tampa. I feel we would beat Boston, and then we got to deal with Tampa in the second round. I don't think we're going to be able to avoid them. If we want to win 3, if we want to win the third in a row, I don't think we're going to be able to avoid the Lightning. And I know you guys don't care about it. My concern with the Lightning is not losing the series. It is the health. Which, by the way, what's the thing? I had somebody make a comment in the recap, and they were fine about it. Nobody was bad. Did somebody throw another elbow at Hagel? I didn't see a bunch of content yesterday because I was on the road and all of that. And I know the announcers during the game were like, it's a shame what the Panthers are getting away with going after Hagel. I didn't see it, so I'm not denying anything. But who did what? What did we do? Because I thought by now we'd be kind of like even on the Hagel thing. Like, did we do something? Hey, Dolphin. Go, yeah, you were born in 95. Yeah, so 30. You're 30 yet? I guess you turned 30 already? Sorry, man. Sorry. Yeah, Lindsay beat Bork to score that highlight goal. Yep. That's right, Jake. You're right. Ghostslayer says, when the Cats are done, McDavid and Matthews will join forces in Vancouver and save the city by bringing it its first cup at the latter parts of their careers. Edmonton and Toronto will be the cause. Huh. I bet. Oh, Jameson, how do you feel about that? Jake says, Bork went to Colorado and got his cup and brought the cup to Boston. Lots of made fun of Boston, saying that was the only way they could see the cup. Damn. That's rough. Hungry. Hey, Oleshka says Steve Dangle is really praying for more of our players to get injured, it seems. He's egging on Tampa to retaliate. Silva says Panthers are not winning the cup this year. I feel like 4 or 5 of our guys are one wrong hit away from a season-ending injury. I mean, I suppose that's possible, but I kind of feel I'm hoping. I think the Forsling thing, the fact that he's okay and is going to be in, I think that illustrates we've turned a corner, right? We've turned the corner. That's really the first dude that's been like out that like, oh no, he's fine. Like so far this year, everybody that we're going to have to update you on, we get the sullen Paul Maurice is like, well, he's going to be long-term. He's going to be out several months. So next guy up. Like Forsling, dude, that's why he's my favorite player. Because I'm pretty sure that you could put Forsling through a freaking you could run him over. You could just like run the dude over and drag him behind the car and he would just pop up, put on his skates and go play. Like I never seen anything like it. It's either that or his pain tolerance is off the charts. Brother Gene is like that. Brother Gene's pain tolerance is unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. Ferguson says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised am I at our performance over the last 2 games? 10 being shocked, 1 is not shocked. That's a good question. But because in one of the recaps, I literally said, I still don't know what to expect from this team. So I don't know what to expect. So I don't have any real expectations. So I would say I was pleasantly surprised, but not necessarily shocked. I know we're capable of playing like this. And it's good to see that we're playing like this while we're still missing some of our guys. But I'm still a little shaky in terms of what to expect because we've had so many times this year where we would have expected us to play better and we didn't. 305 says, what if our wild card spot falls into the Metro playoff side? It still wouldn't matter if Tampa made the Eastern Conference Finals, right? So I guess there is a road that we could avoid them in the first 2 rounds, but I think Tampa would win their playoff rounds just singularly with the motivation of wanting to be the team that eliminates us. Jones did, Jake. You'll send me the video? Okay. I didn't see it. You would think, like, what are we? I'm like, stop. It's even. Like, it's why? Hungry says, no, I do care. I don't want to see the Bolts mainly because I don't want to hear the bitching. Hungry, yeah, just let me know. Jones crouched down and jumped at Hagel with his elbow being the main point of contact. All right, hold on a second. Let me get over there. Jeez. Let's see. Here we go. All right, let me share the screen. We'll watch this together. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, like I get it. He did bad things to us, but I mean, come on, guys. Let's see. All right, let's see what this was here. Okay. Okay, he's still got the puck, right? Jones has got that arm out there. Hagel still has the puck. He still has the puck, but Jesus, Jones, like he's got. And then where does he get him? He got him on the. He did hit him on the shoulder, though. He did elbow him, but he did hit him on the shoulder, right? Did he clip his jaw a little bit beforehand? Hold on a second. He definitely. I mean, it's an elbow. There ain't no way around that. I'm wondering if he clipped his jaw just before he hit his shoulder. Watch Hagel's head. Yeah, I think he clipped his. We need an angle from the other angle. We need a video from the other angle. It's hard to say. I mean, it kind of looks like he clipped him in the jaw. You guys know I try to keep it. You guys know I try to keep it fair. It kind of looks like, but I need to see the other angle. But Hagel's head kind of moves a little bit. But you guys let me know what you think. Jameson says whatever will erase the ghost of 94 and 2011. We'll take it. Let me see. Forsling is in, Olechka. Yeah. I'm scrolling down to see. So you got David says Hagel turned right into him. Craig says clean. Jake says got his chin. Good hit, no suspension. You can see the recoil if you zoom on his face. Hey, Icy. Jake says the clip is all it takes when a guy has already suffered multiple concussions. That's true. That's true because it may not be the force of the clip as it is the head movement. Icy, yeah, great move in Dolphins land. Great White says, Jaws, I thought your favorite player was Sam Iskevich. Well, it's different levels. Different levels. So, like, Forsling is like my favorite. How can I put this? It's a good question. It's a different feeling. Like Sam Iskevich, I want him to develop. I want to keep the dude. I want to watch his progression. You know what I mean? I'm tired of trading away our guys. You know what I mean? You know, Lawson Krause, Owen Tippett, Justin Sorter. I want to keep one. I think that's my thing with Sam Iskevich, Great White. Is like, can I keep one? I'm tired of getting, you know what I mean? Spencer Knight's another one. Like we draft them, we develop them, we get excited about what they're going to be. Oh, they're gone. Oh, he's gone. Like I want to keep one. That's what Sam Iskevich is. But in terms of like a dude that's already earned like legendary status in my brain, it's Forsling. Because I'm pretty sure you could just slice a leg off and he'd go skate off and come back on the ice with a new leg. I'm pretty sure. Lechka says Elbow Ekblad is who I'm looking forward to seeing again. Jake says if it was us, we would not be saying it was a clean hit. Yeah, he clipped him. But why? Revenge has happened. Like it's I don't want to agree with don't make me agree with Lightning fans, Jones. Like we've beaten this guy enough. Enough is enough. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's how I feel about it. Greg says arm out can be for balance, trying to stop and turn, not really headhunting. I mean, maybe he didn't mean to do it. I don't know. I don't propose. I always say this. I don't propose to know what's in these guys' heads at the moment. That goes both ways. Like I defended Marchand when everybody said he got Stolars. You know what I mean? It's not present. What's going to happen is eventually they're going to come after one of our guys and get somebody back. Like that's why I wanted to stop. Kenneth says Jones didn't hide the fact that he was willing to give an elbow. The hit itself didn't seem that bad, right? Jelly Ellie, yeah, Levi also gone too. It's Stolars. It's Tarasov tonight, Icy. It's a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. You lost your bloody arm. Bergen says for all the Panthers hate over the few years, we do need to remind everyone that Tampa came out with the sole purpose to injure and right. I mean, look, I get it. I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to stop because at some point, we already learned this against Vegas. I want to win cups, okay? And yay, Chucky blew up Kolasar. And then what happened? Or Chucky blew up Eichel, right? That was all great. Fantastic. Eichel's laid out. Good job, Chucky. Guess what's happening next? So, like, pick your spots. If you've got a genuine opportunity to make a good hockey play and lay a good hit, go for it. But I'm not a fan of like seeing somebody from across the ice and be like, let's go, and running into them and face planting them, because it's going to come back. And that's exactly what happened to Chucky. So that's my biggest thing with it. It's, for me, it's not about crying about it being dirty and clean. It does, what we think doesn't matter. It's what the players on the ice, and at some point they're going to do something back to us at a very inopportune moment. Yeah, Cooper was smirking about it. That's true. No, I know. I remember the Chiefs saw it on Hagel. I know. I get it. I do get it. But like, it's like a mafia war. It's like any war, really. It's like until both sides said, all right, had enough. Like, it's just going to be tit for tat. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated, bud. Thank you, Great White. He says, Zito always lets the good young players go. My thoughts. Well, Zito got dealt a hand of cards. So let's talk about that. So you had to get rid of the Bolin contract. Talon did that. You had to do that. Now, was Krause, was that Zito, or was that Talon before he got fired? I want to look at this. Who did that? That was not even Zito. That was Talon, unless it was Tom Rowe. Let me see. It happened in August of 2016. Let me see. I'm going to ESPN. Maybe they've got a quote. Was that Tom Rowe at that point, or was that when Talon had come back? That wasn't Zito. Tom Rowe. So it was Rowe. Bolin had given, or Talon had given Bolin the $5 million deal. And so to clear cap space, we sent Krause to give. So that was not even Zito. Trocheck, I believe, was, right? But we got the good end of that deal because we're the one that got the good young player. Yeah, that was 2020. So that was Zito. And that was when we got a hell of a haul. What we got for a Trocheck. No, it was still Talon. I'm wrong. See, this is why I try to give Talon some credit sometimes. That was right around when Talon was going to be gone. But for Trocheck, we got Holla, Walmart, Luosterainen, and Chase Brisky. All for Trocheck. So that wasn't even Zito either. That was still Talon making that call. We forget because it all kind of ran together there at the end. Hungry says it's not going to stop, sadly. This is the modern Avs versus Red Wings from the 90s. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. David says this is kindergarten playground to compare to Avs Red Wings. Well, I mean, it's the version now. You know what I mean? Hey, Jameson, thank you, bud. Thank you, bud. He says, beat LA today and tomorrow. Seahawks, that's right. Seattle's doing good. Thank you, Jameson. Appreciate you, buddy. Alechka says, Elbow Ekblad is a legend. My chat froze up. Hold on a second. Here we go. How much did I miss? My chat froze up for a second there, so hold on a second. I'm scrolling back up. Okay. Jake says Chris Draper got effed up by Lemieux. Nothing that has happened to us can compare to that rivalry. Yeah, I mean it's the now version of it, so to speak. It's not obviously as evil. Krause was talent because of the Bolin contract. No, it was actually Krause was Rowe. Krause he Talon signed the Bolin deal, and then when Rowe came in, that's when they were wiping that clean. Yeah, we haven't seen the goalies drop the gloves in a while, right? Jake says, I still think Waugh beat Osgood. He landed some bangers and Osgood wrestled him to the ground. Mike Vernon, on the other hand, beat Waugh's ass. Yeah, we haven't had a good goalie fight in a long time. Solberg had his second highest time on ice against us. It was relatively calm the other night, so that's okay. Leshka says, I love how Bennett's kind of tame during the regular season and then turns into a beast in the playoffs, tossing players aside like it's nothing. He's got a good attitude, right? Silva says, how different would this team be if Zito was the one who traded Trocheck? Oh, no. I mean, we got a hell of a haul for Trocheck. I don't know that Zito would have traded Trocheck. I don't know that Zito would have made that trade. That whole thing happened because Vinny was unhappy with not getting the C. It's a big part of what happened. And he had busted his ankle twice, and they weren't sure that he was going to be, the same kid. Tarasenko's on fire with the Wild. Damn. He'll land somewhere if they don't keep him. Yeah, goalies are basically not allowed to fight anymore, right? I know, David. I know that he took the cheap shot on Shoss on Barca. I know. I get it. No, I don't think Bobrovsky stays out of it, man. He stays out of all of that. Leshka says the last goalie fight I've witnessed was Tim Thomas versus Carey Price. Who would be good now? How about Swayman definitely is ornery enough to do it. So who in the Atlantic? Swayman versus who? Who's ornery enough in the Atlantic? Or at least in the Eastern Conference? I don't think Shesterkin would do it. What about Vladar? Patel says, yes, Colorado and Detroit hated each other with a passion, and they hit extremely hard. The regular hits would be a game misconduct now. Yeah, kind of like football, right? Where was a normal hit on the quarterback when we were growing up, and now it's 15 yards. So that's why I'm asking about Zito. If the team still had Trocheck, what would have happened? I mean, he would have fit what we did if we made all the other moves. But I don't think not having Luosterainen would have been is an issue. We've seen it now. I think not having Luosterainen would not. I don't know. I think Trocheck would have fit what we're doing when we got Bennett and Tkachuk and those guys. I think he would have still fit in. But I'm trying to think about anybody that we had that we might have been able to develop like Luosterainen to take that spot, because that third line being so dominating, especially defensively, is a big part of why we had those cups. Letscher thinks Tarasov would fight, maybe. Yes, Swayman versus Binnington is a good call. Yeah. Swayman versus Allmark. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good job. Tarasov, I think, is 6'4". You might be right. Let's see. He is 6'5". So we'll split the difference. He's 6'5". Yeah, it's Swayman versus Allmark. That actually be pretty good. Yeah, Skinner. How about Skinner versus every Edmonton player? Skinner versus Jari would be good. Do the Penguins have a game in Edmonton left this season? Good question. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Do we see the Oilers on their schedule? Yes, January 22nd. Yes, the Penguins at Edmonton, January 22nd. So it'll be nice and chilly in Edmonton. Not Pittsburgh used to it. I believe that's it, right? Because that would have been twice that they played. So not that long before the Olympic break. David says, that's why my spirit animal is a raccoon. I too have bags under my eyes. I'm cute, but chubby and will fight. Alechka, yeah, we watched it earlier with what they did with Skinner last night. Yep. Patel says, I know I'm late, but that was a disastrous performance by Skinner. Not sure if the Pittsburgh defense was that bad. I kind of wonder if Edmonton brought a little bit of extra energy specifically for Skinner. You know what I mean? Like if Edmonton goes out there and treated last night like a playoff game because of Skinner, Pittsburgh not going to stand a chance. Dennis, yep, Bubba's rounding into playoff form, no doubt. Virgo says, do we think if the Oilers don't win this year, McDavid requests a trade in the offseason? I mean, all I can say there honestly is maybe. Like, I think it's going to depend on why. Like, if they don't win because Jari's not it, I just wonder if McDavid will have had enough. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. It's a very tradable contract, right? I mean, somebody could make a deal. You're going to get 2 years of McDavid at 12.5. Like, there's a lot of teams that would be willing to trade, would be willing to clear some cap space for that to happen. Lechka says, I really hope Skinner wins the cup before this Edmonton squad. Yeah, it might not be with Pittsburgh, though. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh, I wonder if Pittsburgh would consider moving him at the deadline for a team that needed goalie depth. Is there a playoff team that could use Skinner as playoff depth? That's an interesting. I wonder about that. Pink Pony Club. There says, I'm still in bed. Oh, your day off, but delivery coming soon. When I forced to go out naked. David, he probably has a no trade clause, but he would probably waive that, right? Like if he wanted to leave, there would be a plethora of teams. Let me look at the NHL goalie depth. I wonder if Pittsburgh would be willing to move him. Let's see. He's not going to go to Detroit, Florida, Carolina, Buffalo. Yeah, he's not going to Buffalo. The Islanders are probably set with Sorokin and Riddick. They got Varlamov at third, too. I wonder if Ottawa How's Maryland doing? I wonder if they would consider moving for Skinner. The Flyers, I know Urson's been terrible for Philadelphia, right? I think so. I know Vladar's been good, but I think Urson, let me see. Yeah, Urson's not been good, 2.96 and a 8.7. Maybe send them to Philadelphia if they stay near a playoff spot. Not going to go to Toronto. Washington's pretty much set in the West. Anaheim's set. Chicago, Soderblom, maybe not. I don't know. Dallas, how's Casey DeSmith doing? Wouldn't that be funny? A trade of Skinner to Dallas to be the backup there. Nah, DeSmith's playing good hockey. Forget that. Forget I said that. The Kings, Copley, they still got Darcy Kemper on IR. Wallstedt in Minnesota. Like I'm just thinking outside the box now. If they wanted to move on from Skinner, no, he's played well. Maybe not. Speaking of disappearing, what's going on with Matthews? You know, Dangle touched on this a few recaps ago. I mean, he's not old, right? So you're not going to think physical. You're not going to think of something physical. But then again, if he's hurt, I mean, this has been a palpable decline. He had the 69 goals. Then last year, only 33, and he missed some games. And then this year, he's about on that same pace. But Jesus, he's only got 9 assists. He's on a terrible, terrible pace right now. His shot percentage is the same. And it appears as though he's taking a normal amount of shots, maybe a little bit less. Don't know. He may have just realized that version of the Leafs peaked. It happens. He may have just accepted that being up 2-0 on Florida was as good as it was going to get there in Toronto. David says, it just seems like bad teams are stocked with good young players and decent teams are more than just Makofer away from a cup. I really only see the Leafs, Habs, Canes, or Rangers getting them. Habs. I would think I would be surprised if you'd want to go to Toronto and go from one pressure cooker to another. The guy with the funny last name might be the future for the Canes. Yeah. Then it says no one to get him a puck since Marner left. Yeah, I mean, Marner was an assist merchant, right? I mean, that's what I kept saying about Marner last year was that he's Huberdeau, but just scores a few more goals. Right? I mean, last year, what do you have? 75 assists. He's not tearing it up in Vegas right now, but he's doing his normal thing. Marner's only had the 1 year. You wouldn't think it, but Marner's career high in goals is actually less than Barkov's career high in goals. You know, he's a 30-goal guy, 25, 30 goals. That's fine, but he's an assist merchant for the most part. And that could be a big part of why McDavid's just not, or Austin's just not producing. Is he from, well, that might, I don't know if that would make a difference in terms of him being from Toronto. Like, it still may make it so he doesn't want to. It says Richmond Hill, birthplace is Richmond Hill, Ontario. So I don't know Canada. I don't know where that is. And a better defender than Huberdeau, yeah. 57% that the Panthers are going to win tonight. I'm not going to say I feel good about the game. Every time I say I feel good about the game, we lose. So I ain't saying that tonight. I don't know, David. I don't know where Richmond Hill is. Richmond Hill sounds like, what do you call it? Like one of those pre-designed communities. Greg says, when, if ever, do Canadian fans realize being so rabid doesn't help their teams or players? I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, losing Huberdeau was a necessary evil, Dennis. Yeah, gated community, David. Yeah, that's what I was trying to spit out. Yep. All right, everybody, I got to roll. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Appreciate all the super chats. Game is at 7. Members pregame stream starts at 6:15. Then we'll have our normal stuff tonight. And good stuff. Let's just keep it going at home. You know, we were good at home at the end. We good road trip. Keep it going. None of this first game home after a long road trip crap. Just keep moving forward. Keep stacking these points. Expend our energy. We got plenty of days off coming up here. So I expect a heavy-duty effort tonight. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. See you in about 5 hours.